guys.
Hi guys.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I hope somebody caught that on camera. Please tell me someone got me.
Oh, I did. Oh,
You did? Yes. That makes me so happy.
Oh yeah.
What did you do? What happened?
Travis is sitting right now. Pour water all over his head.
It was an awesome move.
Good.
Caught him totally under.
I promise you, I'm not a huge dick. I just you don't understand. That's like the relationship we have. You know, like,
It just further added to the authenticity of this press day. Like it feels very. I mean,
That
it
they're
was
all
appropriate.
crazy
It was
blokes
appropriate.
and pranksters, yeah.
And you're stuck with them all? You poor thing.
yeah. I just realized that's tough. Like you have to kind of conquer all of us. And
Love you all, it's all good.
So what's up with season 3? What can we expect from you guys?
Season 3, I think it's even bigger and even better than season 2. We, as you know, you've heard of rumors about Paris. You also see a lot more new characters come on board. Even with the existing characters, the dynamic has changed. For example, Lagertha and Bjorn, as mother and son, has changed in season 3. You will see every character have their own arcs and their own ups and their own downs, all within 10 episodes, and that's the genius of Mike Close's head, and put that all on paper, writing every episode. So you will love it.
How will both of your relationships change with Ragnar? Because like we've talked about how they sort of become rivals at some point in time, and just your situation with the two wives.
It's a great question. I think it's challenging. It's really hard. I think from a past lover, past husband, to see his ex-wife come into power in her own right and not need him anymore. I don't know. You should ask Travis that. I know that there's a lot of scenes that either got cut or there's always looks and stuff like that. So that was challenging. But it's also fun to play as well. Now, do they still have that love for each other? Maybe. Do they still have that chemistry? Maybe. But we do touch upon it this season. So you will see their relationship change. You will see Lagertha change. She's now an Earl at the end of season 2, and her status brings a lot more conflicts and a lot more challenges, and you will see her have her own struggles and her own arc, and it's actually really exciting to see, and it's fun to play. And she's a free woman. That's what I'm going to say. She's a free woman. She can do whatever she wants with whoever she wants.
And what about Bjorn?
even her son.
What?
This is not Game of Thrones.
Yeah, well, I think, as we said, you were saying earlier, historically, and we do pride ourselves in being as historically accurate as we possibly can be. Obviously, things need to change because there's little to go off of, but our historians are great at really finding what they can about how the Vikings live. Bjorn went on to do some pretty great things. So I think in this season you really see him become a man. Before it was more of a coming-of-age story, and now he's his own man. And he shares the same respect with his mother and father now, and they share the same respect for him. And they're more companions, if anything. And I think that in terms of that rivalry, that's always, I think even in present day, to an extent, there's always that, less so now, I guess, but back then, especially, it was very much, you're like my brother, kind of. It wasn't more like you're my father, it was like we were friends. But he knows that eventually, I'm going to want, or Bjorn is going to want to have power as well. He's going to want to do things ever greater. Because at the end of the day, they want to leave a legacy, and they want fame.
And in history, Bjorn Ironside becomes more famous than Ragnar does.
Yeah, so there's a lot of that being touched on right away. But at the same time, he's smart, and he's got a powerful mother now and a powerful father, and he learns as much as he can where he can. And I think that's also the most dangerous part of him, is that he's very he's intelligent that way. He knows he's not ready to lead yet, and he's trying to learn as much as he can while he can.
You liking the hair?
Yeah, I think I'm pulling it off.
You're rocking it.
I'm trying to. At first it was tough. I was like, shit. But then I'm like, when are you ever going to get another chance to do this? I love it. I love the hairstyles on the show. Yes, I do like it.
It's one of my favorite things, and it's really a transformation process when you come on set. And my first thing is when I come on set, you start with the hair. the braids, and that's, about 30-35 minutes if I can squeeze it all in, and they're absolutely amazing in terms of telling a story, even in the hair. Is this a soft scene? Is this a strong scene? Is this a scene where she has power? Or is this a scene where she's trying to be more feminine? And all that is shown even in the hairstyles of this. It really is a lot of thought and a lot of effort and ideas go into every scene to be able to tell the story that you may not necessarily realize the amount of detail and the amount of work that goes into every scene.
Our hair and makeup and wardrobe department is just incredible. And I really hope they get recognized for their effort, because they are unbelievable and they work so hard.
And truthfully, what's interesting about this show compared to any other show, there's no record or documents of how exactly the Vikings looked, or the Scandinavians or the Norsemen looked. You don't know what their wardrobe was really like. You don't really know how they wore their hairstyles. You don't really know how they spoke and what they sounded like. So you have to, and I really hope that it gets recognized by the academies, and you can understand that a lot of this is very creative and innovative, that you can't take it for granted. For some of the other shows, they have a reference point of being in the 60s or either being fantasy where there's no reference. Here, there's a lot of thought goes into process, and it's very creative, and it really helps us as an actor to be able to transform from everyday life to our characters.
Do you find yourselves continually learning new things from episode to episode, season to season?
Freya skin Freya That's Old Norse. I just learned that last week.
Sorry, so no is what you're saying.
I'm just saying it's challenging. There's always something. It's Old Norse, and I think we're taking over France, so there's some French speaking, so there's always something.
But what does it mean?
Ooh, well, you're gonna have to figure that out. It's a real language. It's an Icelandic language in Old Norse, so you can look that up. And you tell me, I can't give out the storyline.
So she was really fierce. Actually, she's grown. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. Is it a further evolution in this coming season?
Big time. If anything, more personal. She has a lot more challenges, and like I said, she's a free woman, and that's really explored in this season. And as Katheryn, as me playing her, I don't know if I've been able to play that softer side of Lagertha, and also you will see her in a very I don't know, I haven't shot it yet. We might get started, but I just got the scripts, and I don't know if I'm going to play it in a darker side or if I'm going to play it in a more intense way. So you will see as the season unfolds. I'm still dissecting it myself, but you will see her in a different light for sure.
It'll be cool to see that too, because Katheryn is very much like that. She's so tough, and she puts up with a lot. But when she does open up, it's a really beautiful thing. I can't wait to see that. It'll be good.
Yeah. So you say that the characters have changed, obviously have grown over the years from the writer's perspective. What is your approach to expressing the characters? Have you learned how they should act differently in different situations? Have you changed your approach to expressing the characters themselves?
Well, it's a very good question, because I don't think you have it all figured out. It's a TV show, so you can discover new sides of your personality as the season unfolds. And we only get 2 episodes at a time. I have no idea where Lagertha's going to go. Right now we're shooting 5 and 6, where she's going to end up in the end of the season, the finale. I have no idea. And on one hand, that's actually amazing, because in life you don't know either. You don't know what the future will bring. You can just see that I'm in a different place now than I was, and I say I'm because of course as Lagertha you channel your own personality into that character. But I'm in a different place. Lagertha's in a different place than she was 2 weeks ago in another block. So but what's great about it is because it is a TV series, you get to unpeel like an onion. You'll be able to explore different sides of a character and have the freedom to be able to do it for a longer storyline. And this does not feel like a normal TV show. This feels like a movie in a very epic film told in a serial format. And that's the beauty of this show. It's not formulaic. It's not a procedural.
curious, you guys have been on a very specific journey over the last 3 seasons. In a weird way, the History Channel has been on a brand new
Great
experience.
question.
How has the History Channel changed because of your show? How, what's been going on?
They've really taken a big risk, and they've put themselves out there, and I think they're establishing themselves as a very credible channel. As even if before, if somebody had been like, "You want to watch the History Channel?" I'd be like, "What are you, History Channel? What?" Now it's like this is their first, drama, and I'm just blown away by how much they put into this, and they're taking a huge risk with it, and I'm so proud to be a part of it, and because they're really just putting themselves out there, and they've been kicking ass. It's just so cool to be a part of that.
And I can't imagine the show being on any other network, because if it was on a different network, it might be watered down or prettied up, or a lot of cooks in the kitchen to make decisions about everything. The fact that we shoot in Ireland, they really trust in the people that they hired. And to answer your question even in a different way, I feel that the audience for females has grown. Originally, History Channel had Pawn Stars and Smart People and different shows that had a male demographic, and just seeing the amount of female fans respond to the show, and girlfriends and wives and sisters, it's just, I feel that we're almost at 50-50 with women, and I'm so proud and happy just to be a part of that.
It also goes to show if you give you give a writer creative freedom, do what he wants, and you trust in your writer, that they will make something great. And history does that with Michael, which I love. They really will. Michael, you do your thing, and you go do it. Because so many other studios, they're always riding the backs of these writers, and it's a mistake because you don't give them their chance to be creative and be edgy and try new things. So I think I give history full credit for letting him do his thing.
And I mentioned this on the panel, many of you may or may not know, Michael Hurst writes every single episode. He's the sole writer. So he starts up in November, and he writes everything. And as an actor, it's such a level of trust knowing that your character is going to be taken care of in the right way. And
he's
you're
so
not
open to
having,
change too.
Oh, he's open to change, and he really lets you have your own interpretation of what you want to do. But it also, it's nice just to have one voice, and I can't imagine, when I signed up on this, it's really because of Michael Hurst, and I knew that he would do the show right and do the character, tell the character in the right way.